So in this video, I wanted to walk through a very popular question on unsharpened.com and on this YouTube channel, and that is, how do I refill my pen? So we're gonna walk through that with two standard pens, a Sharpie S Gel and a Bic Crystal ballpoint pen, and we'll talk through some of the concepts and then get into some more advanced details later on. First of all, each of these pens has a refill or cartridge, whatever you wanna call it. It's pretty simple to get at that. You are looking for some sort of seam in the pen almost always, and you're going to twist at that seam. In this case, it's here. And we see the standard parts of almost all pens sold today. We have the body or barrel, the grip, the refill, and the spring. Those are, we'll call them the four basic components. This Bic Crystal, it has a cap, unlike the Sharpie S Gel, a refill, and a barrel. No spring. That's fine. It doesn't make a difference for our purposes. Now that we understand the parts of this, most people ask, well, how do I refill this part? Basically, how do I get more ink and I put it in here? That's generally not what happens. Ballpoint ink and gel ink, like these two, they generally aren't sold, and that you don't get like a syringe or something and inject it into this and put more ink in here. That would be really great, and it would be, you know, eco-friendly and all that, but Bic doesn't sell the ink, Sharpie doesn't sell the ink. It's really not practical for our purposes. So these two parts are, I would consider them, and most people consider them to be disposable, and you have to throw them out. It's unfortunate, and some manufacturers are coming up with, you know, recyclable paper products or recyclable plastic products so that you don't have to throw these out. But generally speaking, when these are empty, they're being thrown out. What happens after that is you have these parts of the pen. In this case, we'll focus on the Sharpie S Gel. You're going to get a new Sharpie S Gel refill like this one. You'll know it's new because it usually has this little rubber or plastic or wax piece at the end. You can buy these online in a store, whatever. Get this new refill, put the spring in it, put it back together, and you're good to go. This pen is like new. Clearly you're reusing the body. The body might get a little old or dirty, whatever, but this body is generally good for many refills. All you have to do is take this little piece off and you're off to the races. Something like this, Bic Crystal, if you hunt around, maybe you could find refills like this, maybe you can't. Some of these pens are still considered disposable, even though it's obviously quite simple to get this refill. If you could find it for sale, put it back in, and again, it's like a new pen. Bic does sell refills in some markets. They don't sell them in other markets. Sometimes they're hard to find, but again, you consider this pen to be disposable or refillable based on the availability of the refill. On unsharpened.com, we have a refill finder or refill guide, if you want to call it that, where you could identify the name of the refill and try to find them online for sale. Or, you know, ask your local stationery store, hey, I need this type of refill. I need an X1 refill or B1 refill or G2 refill, whatever. Or you could just say, hey, I need a refill for a Bic Crystal or whatever your pen of choice is. If you don't have the specific refill for your pen, in this case I had a Sharpie S Gel refill, you might have similar looking pens. You know, these pens, they come from different manufacturers, but you know, they kind of look a little bit like the Sharpie S Gel. They're about the same size, they're similar in price or whatever. So what you can do is you can get the refill from one of these, take it out and put it in your Sharpie S Gel. Clearly from a waste standpoint, you're like wasting this pen body, so maybe you're defeating the purpose of this whole exercise. But if you just happen to really like this pen body or you're attached to it, then maybe you're okay taking this refill and sort of reusing it in your Sharpie S Gel. What you're going to want to do, obviously, take the refill out of this one, look for a spring. In this case, the spring stuck in the body. We won't worry about that. Let's try to use the refill from the Sharpie. You could either use the refill from the previous pen or the refill from the current pen. Generally, the current pen is going to be the way to go. Put this on here, and we're gonna give it a shot. Not all pen refills are compatible with all bodies. Sometimes it's a part that is considered standardized, sometimes it's not. In this case, when I push it down, it doesn't fit through here. So something's hitting, it doesn't work. The Pilot G2 refill is not compatible with the Sharpie S Gel body. So that's fine. We'll continue to use this G2, and what you could do is just hunt around for another refill. Here we have a Bic Gelocity. I just picked out some random pens, and this wasn't at all strategic, but we'll see if the Bic Gelocity refill fits into the Sharpie S Gel. And this one does. So we see, I click it, nice click, no interruption here. Obviously the refill, the writing tip, it can fit at the end. It's not extending too far or too shallow. And then I could remove this little wax ball and I have a brand new refill for my Sharpie. In this case, maybe you like the Sharpie body better, or you don't like the Bic body, or you like the big ink, whatever the reason is, we could see that there's a cross compatibility there. Here's another pen. This is a Schneider Gelion, or Gelion, I don't even know what it is, probably Gelion, like gel ink. This one has a different refill type, even though the pen looks similar. And you could put the refills next to one another and you could see, okay, they're probably not going to be interchangeable if one is, ½ inch longer than the other one. So you don't even have to really worry about that. I could tell you it's not gonna work. At the end of the day, get the spring, get the refill, put it all together, and you have refilled your pen. If you want to learn more about this stuff, check out unsharpened.com and check back and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.